With so much cryptocurrency flying around, how can you get some without buying it? Well, I'm Justin with ARK, the TypeScript blockchain project, making this powerful technology simple for developers of any skill level. Today, we are taking a closer look at ARKfun.io, a suite of games you can play to win ARK cryptocurrency with daily high scores. ARKfun games are available through their website, but they are also directly integrated into the ARK desktop wallet through the plugin manager. Now, you can learn more about the plugin manager with the link you see in the upper corner or in the link in the description below. Now, in today's video, we will play 5 different games, 3 single-player games with daily ARK prizes, and 2 multiplayer games that directly implement ARK blockchain technology in the background. Now, be sure to watch this whole video because I play a game with Dean Van Dugteren, CEO of NOS, and interview him about Compendia network built on ARK Core with their main network launch scheduled for this month. Now, for the developers out there, I'll give you a glance at the developer tutorial series for deploying your own HTML5 games directly in the wallet at the end of this video. Built and maintained by Delegate Fun, ARKfun games are playable due to the Delegate forging new ARK and running this community service. Delegate Fun began a deeper dive into the ARK codebase and technology when he started dabbling in the ARK DevNet. He took part in the DevNet bounty campaign that paid out real ARK for running DevNet nodes. A couple years later, he launched his own version of the campaign to get others interested in ARK. Now, keep in mind, Delegate Fun being featured in this video is not an endorsement from ARK.io to vote for a specific delegate, and users are encouraged to consider all the options when voting. Users can do that at arkdelegates.live. Delegates are welcome to contact me on the ARK Slack for videos like this, and ARK.io does not run the ARK Public Network. Delegate Fun believes that the barrier to entry for crypto should be as low as it can go, and using blockchain technology should be as enjoyable as possible. I mean, people spend hours playing fun little games for free, so why not do the same with a chance to win some crypto? Now, with all of these exposition items out of the way, let's crank up the fun and play some ARKfun games. Okay, so here we are in the ARK desktop wallet, and before we start playing these games, I'm just going to show you real quick how to install the game plugin onto your desktop wallet application. So what we need to do is go over to the plugin manager, which is this icon right over here. You're going to see a list of all the plugins available, including the games that we're covering today. We are going to put on match 3, which is the first game we'll play. So we'll just go over here, click install, and then click install again. It's going to tell us about the permissions, and we're going to download now. So now that it's ready, we just click install now, and the plugin should be available. We can play it by going over to our current installed plugins icon, which is over here. And we'll see match 3 right here, along with the other games we're covering. So let's start match 3 first. Okay, so the game has high scores with daily ARK prizes. This is the leaderboard here, and then this is my address in my wallet application that it's linking to. So we have different skins we can choose from: Noah's Ark icons, Stay Diluted icons, and Crypto Logos icons. Let's go with Crypto Logo icons, and then click Start right now. All right, so we have a specific amount of time to complete this in, and we want to align these together, and then we get scores. Every time we get a score, the timer goes up and gives us a little bit of extra time. So now I'm swapping. I don't know what I'm doing a little bit. Yeah. And then we're swapping this. We're matching 3. There it is. See, it gave me a little hint. I'm already running out of time. Look at that. Here's one. Here's one. Oh, no. So let's move into the next game now. We're going to play Bold Ninja, which is the second release from ARKfun.io. We have a similar screen here, except this time we can choose normal, faster, or turbo speed. Now, I think as a beginner, I'm just going to stay with normal, and let's give it a shot. Bold Ninja is a platform runner type game. So you get to jump in the air, and then you also get to double jump and triple jump. So the goal is to collect these coins. This game was named after Bold Ninja, whose real name is Rock Cernick, and goes by Bold Ninja on the ARK Slack at slack.ark.io. Rock is a co-founder of ARK who's been with us since the beginning and acts as vice president of the SCIC business entity for ARK.io. Oh, okay. I see a little trick. So if I hold down on the mouse, it will cause Bold Ninja to jump higher than normal. But I cannot make Bold Ninja jump more than 3 times in the air. So triple jump is maximum. 3. Oh, that was so close. Nice. Every time Bold Ninja touches the ground once again, his triple jump resets. Now we want to avoid these put-ins because they make our score go down. But we really want to get those arcs. Yes. Oh yeah, there's some more. Get that last one. Oh! Let's move on to the third game. This one is called T-Grexx. This is named in honor of Matthew DC, chief strategist of ARK.io. When he was first starting out with ARK as a co-founder, one of the original 27, his username was Grexx. And so this game is designed with dinosaurs in mind. We can choose our character this time. Now, I really like the first character a lot. So let's start with that. All right, now this is a game where it starts off slower and then gets faster. The goal is to jump over these objects that are in our dino's path. You know, ironically, there's a game out there called ARK Survival Evolved, and I've played that game too. That's a very advanced game where you're in an open world and there's dinosaurs everywhere and you have to craft all these different materials and you have to survive. You can play with other players and it's pretty cool. My wife and I actually played it a while back. Oh, it's getting a little bit faster now. I see there's these pterodactyls that come and we want to avoid those as well. Yep, we're jumping. We're getting faster. Oh. Oh, now we're getting faster. Oh! I should have seen that coming. Delegate Fun is pleased to launch the first multiplayer game on the ARK blockchain. Minesweeper Flags is a 2-player variant of Minesweeper where the objective is to discover 26 out of 51 mines before your opponent. This is in contrast to the normal rules of Minesweeper where you are meant to avoid the mines. You play against a human opponent to win coins on any ARK-powered network, although at the moment only the ARK Public Network is supported. The host of the game sets a wager that the opponent matches before the game begins, and the winner automatically receives 95% of the total, with 5% kept back for the costs associated with running the back end of the game. Each player takes turns to choose a square on the map, which triggers a microtransaction with the coordinate of that square embedded in the SmartBridge field of the microtransaction. If that coordinate is a mine, the player earns a point and continues their turn. If it's not a mine, the number of mines in nearby squares is revealed and the turn passes to the opponent. If there are no nearby mines, more squares on the map are automatically revealed until more hints are found. Now here's a twist. If a player is currently losing against their opponent, they may deploy a bomb, which uncovers a 5x5 grid rather than a single square. This bomb can only be used once per player per game. A game host can also cancel their game at any time if no opponent has matched their wager. Once the wager has been matched, the game can no longer be canceled. However, a player can resign a game during their turn if they wish to admit defeat. If a player does not make their move for 12 hours, the opponent can choose to claim victory to prevent the possibility of their coins being locked up forever in an unfinished or abandoned game. Now, at the moment, you cannot play this game on mobile because the ARK mobile wallet does not yet support deep linking. I decided to play a small game with Ray Alvarez, Strategic Partnerships Manager of ARK.io, with 1 ARK at stake. He graciously accepted, but it seems he needs to brush up on his Minesweeper skills just a bit. Okay, let's move on and take a look at the 5th and final game in this video. All right, so now we're playing the next game in ARKfun.io's lineup. This is a player versus player game, and you put up some ARK at the beginning to see who wins at the end. Now, this is just for fun, so I've set up this game for just one ARK only, which is the minimum to play a game within the desktop wallet here. Who better to invite than Dean Van Dugteren, the CEO and founder of NOS, as well as Compendia Network, recently rebranded with a mainnet launching during August. Dean, are you out there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It looks like toots are first. So Dean, you're up.
Oh, you have to sign the transaction, so I better keep the thing in my clipboard.
Oh, it looks like
yeah,
we got to move right here. All right. So yeah, okay, now I see. So all you have to do is keep putting in your encryption password or your mnemonic passphrase, and then everything else is filled in for you. So Dean, while you're thinking about your move here, why not just give everybody out there a quick breakdown on what NOS and Compendia are and trying to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing with Compendia is basically we're building a Wikipedia of databases, which can be used by APIs and smart contracts. So basically for any type of app or decentralized app, and allow them to access databases of any category that's registered on the network. Anyone can register a category, create a schema for it, basically allow specific types of data on it. And then validators and nodes on the network can start maintaining their own version of a database for that category. And then apps can import those databases, aggregate them, and then use all the data that's on it. So a very simple example would be an app store where all these different types of apps are listed on, or crypto apps are listed on, which is what we're doing with NOS. And then the validators on the network are able to add new apps to the database. And the apps are ranked by the validator rank. So that's one use case.
Okay.
But a Wikipedia of databases for apps means it can do, so much more. You can have a decentralized CoinMarketCap site where validators act as oracles, where they provide price data in their own way for all these different types of cryptocurrencies. You could also have it for a smart contract in the future. So if you're running on Ethereum, you know how with Chainlink, you can get like single price points, right? Like the price of ETH, for example. But if you connect to Compendia with your smart contract, you could get a lot more than just a single price point. You could, for example, get the price of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, including their DEX volume. And based on that type of data, combining it, you can do so much more with your smart contract than just basing it on a single price point.
Okay.
But Compendia is like a generic protocol that allows data to be uploaded in a decentralized and maintained in a decentralized manner.
We know that Compendia is based on ARK technology and built using ARK Core. We know that the ARK Public Network is delegated proof of stake. How does the consensus mechanism of Compendia differ, and how does staking work with the network? Also, start off by telling us what is the name of the newly rebranded crypto asset.
Oh, yeah, that is a good question. Because the coin used to be called NOS, right? NOS. It's going to be rebranded to Bind, which is what it's going to be called when we release the Compendia network. It's called Bind because in order to get a compendium, which is a critical collection of data, basically in the form of a book, you need to bind it. A book gets bound. Without binding, there's no compendium, or there are no compendia, which is plural. And to answer your question about how it differs from ARK, so the first difference is we have 47 validators, or delegates, as you call them as well. And the second part is, whereas with one ARK, you have one vote. So if you have 100 ARK on your wallet is worth 100 votes. But one bind is not only one vote, you can also stake your bind, and then that staked bind is worth more votes than just one. For example, if you have 10,000 bind, it's worth 10,000 votes on your wallet. But if you stake it for 3 months, you lock it up for 3 months, it's worth 50,000 votes. If you stake it for 6 months, it's worth 75,000 votes, so 7.5 times more. And if you stake it for a year, it's worth 10 times as much, so 100,000 votes. Right? So if you, for example, have 10,000 bind and there's someone with 100,000 bind, if you stake your 10,000 bind for a year, it's going to be worth as much voting power as someone who has the 100,000 bind unstaked. So that way you can gain increased voting power just by committing time and not just funds, right? That's sort of the system.
Well, thanks for telling us about staking.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it's a very interesting system, and I'd love to see it in action in the mainnet. Ooh, nice move.
Haha.
I see what you're doing here. Yeah. You just keep me talking, and then you do your move. So I see how it is.
Yeah, I was specifically doing
like,
this.
oh, I'll just keep asking a question, and meanwhile, just set up my trap.
The harder I make him think, the less he can think about where to go next. Haha. So okay, so let's talk about ARK a little bit. Let's talk about your experience with.
Change the subject.
Let's talk about ARK a little bit. Your experience with using ARK technology, you and your team, building with custom transaction types, working with Core 2.6. Can you give me like a breakdown on how things have been for you over the past few months and what it's like working with ARK, like speaking to developers out there who might not know what it's like?
Yeah. Well, Justin, that depends entirely on how this game is going to go. As usual, it's been really good to work with ARK, to get an understanding of the ARK framework. I just started working with it. I started building plugins, and the first plugins were bad. As time went on, I personally got better and better at developing inside the ARK framework. And now we're able to launch our mainnet this month. And it's all thanks to how clear the code is and how well things can be communicated due to how clear the code and documentation is. Like if something doesn't work, then it can be explained why it doesn't work, and you're able to see it as a developer. You're like, oh, you always have these aha moments.
That actually strongly correlates with a quote I received from Delegate Fun recently. Delegate Fun is the development house behind the game we're playing right now, and I think it's great that I'm hearing this from all the developers working with ARK, because I'm not neck deep in written programming languages myself. Like I'm a technical person, but not in that front. And so I always try to get like the true feedback from developers working with ARK, especially so I can share that with other people. And every time I get that feedback, it just makes me more confident in the technology and knowing that it really can reach all the developers that we're trying to reach, regardless of their aim or technical background. So that's a really great thing to hear.
Yep. Absolutely.
So it seems like you're about to lose.
How can
people find out more about your project?
I can just hang up, right? Can I DDoS the ARK network maybe to stop this final move from happening?
Just for the sake of one ARK and your dignity?
Humiliation. Yeah, no, you can go to compendia.org and you can and there's like the documentation there. It's easy to understand. There's like a nice introduction to basically get a good summary of what the network is about. You can see a bunch of the use cases on docs.compendia.org. You can also just access it from the main website. And you can join us on Compendia, the Telegram channel. If you literally just enter Compendia in Telegram, you'll find it. And of course, Twitter, compendia_org is where you can find us.
All right, very good. Well, thanks very much, Dean. Really great to have you here on the YouTube channel as well.
Oh God! Yeah. It plays the sound for me.
It played the sound, yo. There it is.
Like oh, how humiliating! So now everyone can also see how incredibly low IQ the main developer of the blockchain is. Can't even win a regular game of Connect 4. Although I do have to admit I'm playing against an intelligent gamer.
Legal disclaimer, Dean Van Dugteren losing this game shall not be reflected on his intellect level of being able to deploy a massive network during this month. So you heard it here first. That's great. Well, hey, man, best of luck to you. Don't forget to get some sleep, and hopefully we'll hear from you sometime soon.
Yeah, likewise, man. Absolutely. It was really fun. Thank you for having me.
Whoa. Playing those games was a lot of fun, and it's all powered by ARK. But we are not done. There are no related videos popping up next to my head just yet. For the developers out there who want to learn more about how to integrate their HTML5 games into the ARK wallet, blog.ark.io has a 6-part tutorial series that goes into all the technical details and gives you a step-by-step process. The developer tutorials are linked in the description below. The first installment covers how to import an ARK wallet address into your application. The second tutorial addresses how to create the backend for your plugin. The third entry in the series is about making your game work with a betting system. The fourth tutorial covers how to implement game logic into your plugin. The fifth part lays out how prizes could work for your application, and the final part covers how to launch your game as a wallet plugin. Delegate Fun says that a lot more is in the pipeline after ARK Core v3 upgrade. If everything goes to plan with the Delegate retaining forging status, a dedicated games portal will be launched running on an ARK-powered blockchain to better leverage ARK technology. There would be new and innovative ways to play games, have fun, and as always, win ARK. Now, as a final note, Delegate Fun had this to say. It was really easy to write JavaScript and TypeScript code to interact with the ARK blockchain and to listen for events occurring on the network. For example, sending a prize or listening for a new transaction representing a move in the game was a piece of cake, because it's all simple and intuitive. The core 2.6 code is so well structured and easy to follow that I didn't even need to consult the documentation. Well, thank you, Delegate Fun, for your continued participation in the ARK ecosystem. And thank you for watching. Delegate Fun is reachable for chat on the ARK Slack at slack.ark.io under his name, King Turt. Check out more videos about ARK here, and we'll see you next time. Wow, you watched the whole video? Bonus ending clip. You can get more of me and everything ARK on the ARK Crypto Podcast, releasing episodes every Friday on podcast.ark.io or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hey, we already have a good thing going here, so why not keep it up? What do you say?